How you doing, everybody?
Good.
Let me see. How you doing, everybody? One thing I have in the military, I'm an energy bunny. I'm always happy. In 2012, I have General Diano got $500 for whoever see me in the bad mood at the Pentagon. Nobody win that prize. Okay? You want me to tell you the secret?
Yes.
Do you want to know the secret why I'm always happy? All right. Take notes. Don't. I got the copyrights for it. Don't sell it. So what I do in the military, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, we always gonna do PT for no reason. Whenever I go, I was like on my way. I play loud music. I'm mad. I beat the car. I go to the puddles. I'm kind of upset. The moment I get out, I get that inner demons, right? That all the upset, all the angriness, I'm like, you stay in the car right here. You not follow me? And I put this face. I come in, I start smiling. You know one thing that's so contagious, better than Corona? You just smile. And I smile at everybody for no reason. Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? It's 6 in the morning. How you doing? And then they smile back for no reason. And then the mood is changed. This is the way I carry my day. I close my bad moments in the car. The moment I get to work at 5 o'clock, as soon as I get in the car, it's like, welcome back. And I'm like, oh, but nobody ever see that. Because I control it, right? You don't have to bring your sad day to mess up 20 other people's good day. That's the reason I chose to be happy. That's the reason I choose to be always the smiley bunny. That's why nobody win the $500 out of Pentagon. Because I keep on smiling. Today I give you that thing. Just because you're in a bad situation doesn't mean you have to make sure everybody around you have to be in the same situation. Because when you're in a bad situation, sometimes it's good to take a step back. When you take a step back, you will see the picture. Sometimes you're too close to the building. You don't see the beauty of the architecture. But when you go afar, you see every detail. And then you can take it differently to approach your problem differently. And this is today why I'm here, running for the U.S. Senate. One thing people like to ask, why are you running? I think this question is, I smile because everybody they take is a standard to ask, why are you running? The police, they like to get, I'm running because the road is too narrow, the bridge is old, and we don't have no train station in Florida. They try to play on your needs, and they try to play on your wants to tell you what you want to hear. I am running because I want to start a movement. What movement I want to start? Each of you that sit right here, you have a family, you have a kid, you plan on having kids, grandkids, you might not even see. I want to start a movement to show them, to tell them is no limits to their potentials. I am not running as a party candidate. I'm running as a human, as an American. Then, if you ask me my party affiliation, we have two choices, Democrats or Republicans. I am running as a Democrat. A different Democrat, if you ask me. I'm one of the Democrats that follow the people needs, not the agenda of the party. Because I realize the party's agendas never the people's agendas. I don't care, you Republicans, you Democrats, when those leaders go to Tallahassee, they go to DC, they go fight. They forget about you. They fighting about gay rights, abortion rights. that don't put food on your table, if you lose your job, somebody's gay or not gay, you still don't have a job. Somebody pregnant or not pregnant, you still go homeless. Which one we choosing? The problems or the distraction? I am that candidate that don't follow the distraction role. I am follow the problem because I am a problem solver as an officer in the United States Army. I don't got problem to my office. You bring a problem to my office, you give me 3 solutions. Because you're not leaving my office without an option. I am addressing this the same way I address everything in life. Let's stop getting distracted. Think for a second. I'm a historian, so I love history. In 1973, exactly 20 January 1973, the Republicans under the Nixon government got a distraction of the Watergate. For Nixon, as the Republicans, he passed what we call today the Roe versus Wade. Everybody know Roe versus Wade, right?
No.
Everybody aware of that?
No.
Roe versus Wade is the not political issue that become politicized about what a woman can do and cannot do with her body if she's pregnant. During the Watergate, Nixon needed distraction. He sent Henry Kissinger to China to open the Great Reset. And then he's like, what can we do at home? Let's pass the Roe versus Wade. 20 January 1973, the Republicans passed to law the Roe versus Wade. The Democratic Party, they didn't want, no, we don't want that. You destroy the country. 20 years later, in 1993, guess who breaks the Roe versus Wade to date? The Democratic Party. That shows you no party ever got you in mind. They do not have anything of value. If the Republicans give you Roe versus Wade, some Republican lost office because they support Roe versus Wade. Today, the Democratic, they champion the Roe versus Wade. They are the biggest protector of Roe versus Wade. Tell me if there's a difference between those two parties. We don't need to go far. Let's go only 50 years ago. If you can change on principle, you do not have a principle. When you have standard or you have substandard, what I'm telling you today, you have dire problem in this country. Who would agree with me? The economy should be the top priority in every discussion. Who was with me? Economy right now should be the top discussion for every politician. It's not. Who's agree with me? Immigration should be part of every round table discussion. Who's agree with that? Whether you immigrant or not, Florida, we have 191 different ethnicities. We surpassed New York as of December 2023 as one of the most diverse states, followed by California. So you tell me, 191 ethnicity. Everybody have a say, right? We need representative for all of those aspects. Who's agree with me? Today, the discussion cannot be about nonsense. We need to talk about real change. We have 20,000 people in Florida homeless every month. Do you know about this shit? 20,000 people homeless every month. We have 14,000 children go to bed hungry every night. I'm going to give you an option because I'm trying to be fair. What's important to you right now? Any of you, think about this. Feeding those kids that's going to bed hungry every night. Or sexual preference of somebody that decides to be gay, straight, or lesbian. What's important for you right now?
Basic needs.
Do you think the priority of feeding those kids, finding a home for the mother, father that cannot, that working 2 jobs, that's still homeless? Why are we spending time of sexual preferences? Which one is more important for you? I want you to answer that question. What's more important for you? Somebody decide to go home in his bed or her bed to choose to be whatever he or she wants. Why is that a social issue? They blindfold you. They fool you with a trick. Because if they can keep you distracted, you will not know your real problem. That's the reason some people say, I hate Republicans. I hate Democrats. Why? Because the media wants you like that. Because this is the setting they want. The division of nuance. You hate somebody for no reason. Just because he's a Republican or he's a Democrat, and then the system that corrupt all your politicians, you adore them because they don't have any problem. We need to start focus on what is right. We need to start focus leaders, politicians. We need to start holding accountable for their action. Stop asking a politician what he's going to do for you. You need to tell him what you want him to do and then come back 6 months later to follow up. Because whenever you ask a politician what you gonna do for me, they have a script. They know what you need in the community that never, since 1970s, we got 3 little problems no politicians can solve in America. Education, abortion, and pay increase, right? So you're gonna tell me, I'm not even adding healthcare, right? Since 1970s, every year, go look at the agenda when you finish it. Same thing for 50 years. We still don't have healthcare. It's so complicated. We are the most developed country that spend more on death. We spend more money to bury somebody than try to save somebody. So many people die at home because they're scared to go to the hospital. Because the first thing somebody take off is the bill that's gonna have. When you have to make a choice between feeding your family or having health care, you living in the wrong country. Somebody was talking about Iraq, Afghanistan, we got Israel, we got Ukraine. Do you know the United States gave Israel $10 million a day? Anybody of you know that? $10 million a day. That's nothing to do with military aid. Congress and the Senate, since 2023, become the biggest arms dealer in the world. The United States Congress and the Senate, they have approved weapon sales close to $2 trillion in 3 years. They are the biggest weapon dealers in the world. But they tell you $120 billion for basic health care for you and your kids is welfare. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you? If you ask for basic health care, they tell you it's socialism. You support that because you say, I make $72,000. I don't want to have the same health care with the guy that makes $40,000. And then they're like, I got you. Because once they divide you by social class, you think your problem is not, his problem is not your problem. Your problem is not his problem. And then the only people that are making money is the people that see you as an opportunity. Because he don't care you poor, you're rich, he's going to make $50 everywhere of you, every time you say. United States become the first country, developed country, where people have to pay about 30 to 35% of what they earn on healthcare. This is a shame. If you have to spend 20, 30, even 10% on healthcare, you spend way too much. Because you can feed your kids. But if your kids go to school hungry, they call you a deadbeat father, a deadbeat mother, but the system suck you up dry. I am to come running to address this issue. I don't do political parties issue because none of them for us. If you got the Democrats Party, they make us think is the most diverse, which is my party. I love my Democratic Party. Republican told you they are the most conservative. They're here to protect you, to protect your family, to protect you, and then give you a gun. Democrats told you gun is dangerous. They're the most diverse. But none of those parties count us in. They count us as numbers. Because those parties, they need body. They play the quantity number. They know the volumes. Most of us doing business, you know volumes, the importance of volumes. They don't see us as equal. You will never hear none of those parties talking about equal. Diversity is not equality. When you talk in diversity, we all here diverse. We come from different backgrounds. We have different character, different profession. We are diverse. The system sucked us out since 1965. They give us diversity when we ask for equality. MLK died asking for what? Equality. Malcolm X died for equality. Diverse other people pass talking about equality. But the system tells you different word, that diversity. You get comfortable. This is what they get you. The moment you get comfortable in the word diversity, into diversity that is irrational, that you will never be equal when it's diverse. Because diversity, we all in the same place. But if I have to define everybody by their job, you're going to have a ladder. One going to be at the bottom. This is life. But we need equality. We need equality in representative. We need to represent. And the same way, going to DC, 100 senators, there's one black senator. There's about how many millions of African Americans. There's 2 Hispanic in Congress right now. So you tell me, you're talking about the Congress of the United States should have been the most diverse when it comes to ethnicity. We have over 400 ethnicity total in the United States. But you tell me it's only 1% that represent the whole United States. We're not doing about colorism. If we're talking about qualification, competence, confidence, education, why is we have 95% of Congress still certain men that average 70 years old? The same people we're talking about, let's bring the younger generation, let's inspire the younger generation. Our age at Congress is 75 years old. So you got people at Congress that's been in Congress for 40 years, 45 years, but do you know there's people in Congress that can even use a smartphone? But they're talking about let's go to the next generation? How do you make way for my generation, for people like your generation, your son, if we keep letting the same people that sit in office for 60 years? It's time. I am running for the U.S. Senate. I don't want because I'm in the position or job or the title. I am wanting to start a movement to inspire you, to inspire your son, your daughter, your granddaughter, to know there's no limit to your potential. America has no color, no religion, no language. So, the Constitution is as sterile as you can be. The American dream doesn't mean get a car, get a house. That's what the investor wants you to think. So you to stay broke to buy a lifestyle. The American dream including do your civic duties, engage in politics, voting. The way we sit here, sitting, discussing what's important. Let's stop letting politics divide us. Let's stop letting them dictate what's good for us. It's time we choose and we tell them what's good for us in our community, not the agenda of the party. Because every time we follow the party, their agendas never are interest. Thank you.
Thank you, Lord. Then, remember, I think Ted Cruz did last, Ted Cruz when he was talking for a bill to pass for like 7 days or 24 hours. Then, no, Ted Cruz, one day he was passing a bill, he wanted to pass a bill, and he spoke for like 24 hours.
Yeah, that's filibuster.
Filibuster, yeah. Watch that guy.
Look at that, man.
Yeah. It was hard for him. Come on, look laughing back for the joke. Anyway, so now it's time for Q&A. If you guys have funds, bring the microphone. So if you have questions, it's time now to ask the questions. The first statement. The first $5.
I have a question.
So, no, we can give this one and for the question. We can pass.
I love what you said about the community, about getting everyone involved. How do you plan to help the Haitian community get more involved in voting and thinking for themselves in terms of the candidates that they're voting for?
That's a good question. How do you get the Haitian community to get engaged together? But one thing, I am the beacon of the immigrant community. I am not only gonna mobilize and energize the Haitian community. Every immigrant in Florida, I want them to look at me, to listen to me, to say, this guy, we have something in common. That's you immigrant. To stay focused, they blessed. That's all America. They're blessed to have a servant that's the son of Haiti, and which is something I'm proud of. What we must do, we need to focus on the education and the importance of vote. We're still thinking our vote don't count. We still don't know the importance of voting because every time we go to vote, we vote somebody the system give us. We never chose a leader for us to say this is one of us. It's always somebody that come from the sky. The party put it, the media rally behind it, we fall in the bin right now. People like myself, like local leaders, we invest in them. I want you guys to start going to the local commissioners meeting, local mayors meeting. Invite the mayors, invite the communities. What I want, as I elected, which is we're going to be elected, the first convention, I would like to have a convention for every different ethnicity in Florida. So where we can create a wanted leadership, where we can really start proving that all immigrants you count and you matter. Because the moment that people know their power, they will start exercising. Sitting on a loaded gun without knowing or to operate it or to use it, you as dead as a man that's empty, totally empty. But the moment you show somebody the power of the gun, he knows not to point it at anything he don't want to destroy. We need to start instilling that. My job, that's one of my first things. I want Haitians, Jamaicans, to have their own block when it comes to the sentence. I want us to know how many of us that existed. When we apply for a job, we're not Black American, we're not Hispanic, we're Haitian. We special for a reason. The Jamaican cannot be Black American. The moment they know, if we know with 2-3 million of us, we have the power, political power. We can translate that into economic power. This is when we speak and you listen, they will listen.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to thank you once again. My question, you already have the first part of it. That was part one, but part two, I would like to know the reason why you choose the Senate instead of, any other party.
An other party or position?
Position, I'm sorry, any other position. And other than that, I heard what you say as an answer, like you answered his question, but there's 3 different type of people. Someone you can just talk in and they take a note, or they just listen to you, they ready to go. Someone you have to hold their hand and put them in the middle of the word, they will be okay. And some another part, you have to hold their hand until they get to the top. So, as Asian, and you know our culture, and you know the problem with our young people, especially the parents came here, like all they do is to provide, like you said, because they left a family in Haiti, they have the kids in here, but they neglect the kids. So as a result, they lose the kids with dealing with peer pressure, like they have to dealing with drugs, and all you know that you lost that kids forever. You cannot even know where they are because they end up going to jail and they give them a bad report, or they want them to say, yes, you did it. Just say you're guilty of it. So as long as you open your mouth, you said, yes, I'm guilty, so you pronounce your own sentences. So how you gonna help those family members or those kids that's suffering or paying for something that they not even knowing what they paying for?
That's a good question. That's one of my top, is the justice system, the justice reform. We cannot continue in this country with a one-sided justice system. To go to the reform, I had a training I give to parents, or to your role, or to prevent delinquents, and your children's role. I've been visiting 21 states. I've been providing that training. We need to have a justice system that is justice for all, not justice for some. Because I'm a paralegal by trade. I spent 15 years in the federal system. If you look at the report every year, the ratio black and brown compared to the white, when it comes to the same crime, the sentence is outrageous. Over 80% more time for the same thing. The parent is not your fault. But at the same time, since 2000 to 2007, Florida loses about 70% of the budget for after-school program. Florida got 95 prisons. There's only 11 universities. The problem starts there. Do you know in Florida, the prison budget, I would budget the university $51 to $1. Each $51 that's go to prison, the university in Florida got $1. So I want you to think about that. To see, is this something that's normal? Or are we investing in selling our keys up to failure? We believe in second chance. In this country, we don't have second chance. Especially if you're black and brown. Unless you're resilient that will fight. This is the only democracy in the world. If you get a felon, you can vote. That's the only place that happens in the world. Or you lose your right to vote. Just because you make a mistake. You cannot vote as a felon. Do you know you can run for office as a felon? Do you know that?
No.
As a felon, you can run for office. Even if you can vote for your own self. Something is not right. We need to stop saying we need change in the justice system. We never have people that suffer, that know people, that the victim of that system, that represent us, that make it a priority. That would be one of my priorities.
We will follow up with you on that question. We will follow up with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you for having me again. My question will be about immigration. How do you stand about immigration? We all know immigration is a tool that some people turn on and off as needed. So how do you feel about that?
If you ask me how I feel, I'm disappointed, but I'm great because I'm the product of a good immigration. I came in this country, my parents came before me. I went through every step of the system. I served the United States. I'm one of the very few decorated war veterans. I'm an American hero. I educated myself while I'm in the military, something that's very difficult. It's not impossible, but I can attest that. The system is not broken. In 1951, we have a perfect immigration law. Matter of fact, prior to 1951, we didn't have any immigration issue because everybody that came go straight to Louisiana, Alabama, they go to Georgia, they go straight to go work in the garden area. They go to Bag Lake, they get lost in the West Field. Everything was perfect, right? 1965, that's when you start getting polarization of the immigration law. But the immigration law is perfect. It just, everybody politicizes something that is working perfectly for their own benefits, both Republicans and Democrats. Every year they come with a different dialect. DACA, TPS, humanitarian. The system of immigration, if you look at the chart of immigration, somebody come to this country, you don't commit no crime, you have a job. Your job can sponsor you within 3 years to get a green card. Your church, you're part of a church, it can sponsor you to get a green card within 3 to 5 years. A boss you work with for a self-contractor can also sponsor you in 5 years. You get a green card. That's what the law says. I don't say that. Why we have to change it or when we have to stop it, I'm going to tell you something you don't know. Immigration functioning right now at a 40% capacity. 40%. 60% of the position vacant. Why? They tell you they don't have enough people. They don't have enough money. And then every year there's budget that left over from the immigration budget because they don't have enough people to work. That created backlog. That, when they create a backlog, that's when we have 33 million people waiting to be adjust tax. With the system, the immigration, we need enforcement. We don't need favors. We don't need nobody to be pity on us. Because when you come, we work hard. We invest in this country. I want to make sure that they start politicize immigration, especially immigrants that victimize. Every year they have to pay TPS, work permits. You have to get like you getting you really getting like a contract with IRS. But the system needs to be worked. We only need somebody that have the will to start politicize immigration. I am the success of immigration. This is the working success of immigration. 99% of us here go to the system. Why changing something that works perfectly? If I can be the greatest hero, I can be the educated, I can be this. You know how many me that never have a chance? That system is holding back. You know how many workers that could have been serving this great nation? We just need accountabilities. That's right.
So we're taking 3 more questions. And just a moment. It's not there. So go ahead, man. We're taking 3 more. I mean, 1 and then 2 more.
Hello, everyone. So I hear you talk a lot and you advocate a lot about minority. My question is, do you believe that this current organization, presidential organization, party, what have you, do you believe right now they are in the best interest of the minority? And then second part of my question, and dealing with Haiti, and some people might beg to differ from what I'm going to ask you. Do you believe that the humanitarian program was the best route to take towards our Haitian community right now, especially with what's going on in Haiti? And had you been in a position to do something about it, what route would you have taken?
So as what's trying to answer, so you can go, we start the table, you can go 1 by 1, serve yourself, and then when you go, another person will go, so we can at least finish. So remember also why we are here. Is to get money. We want money. All right, so the website is whatjosephfoyourssenate.com. You will see on the top, donate, click on that, it will take you there. You can donate many times, but no more than 3,300. However, after August, for the primary when we win, you can play again, 3,300. So you can go up to 3,600. And I want your money. I'm sorry. You want to give that money because this election is about you. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone else. Donate to the campaign. All right? And also start serving yourself. Okay. Next.
This is a good question. You know, the biggest fight I'm having is within the party. I'm the very first minority that there to running all the way a campaign for the U.S. Senate in Florida. And the very first Haitian and immigrant that did not scare of the tactic of bullying that stay. And today, we're in the lead of the 36 candidate. We're in the lead. We have 8 points to the next one that is which is the incumbent. We have 27 points of the third person in the list of the 36 candidate. The party, I need to give you a little history because I love history, you know. Our party, we have to go to the foundation of this country. When I say we, all of us here, according to the U.S. Constitution, we are not human.
We are numbers.
Not only numbers, we Negroes are not counted as human. and according to the Constitution. They do the 14th Amendment to say, all right, you're breathing, you're a human now. But the original forefathers, they did not count you as man. You're not a man. So is the foundation of racism that's outgrown and outlive the forefathers, that's carried out by bigotry, that make people, we find always a reason for you not to be a whole American. The Haitian American is not a term. It don't exist nowhere but in speaking. I don't like that term because I am an American. There's no, you never heard an Irish American. My name is Irish. You don't call him Irish American. I don't like subtitle when it comes to my rights. So the party, I don't care what they like. That's the reason I am not a coot of the party. I am not here to selling you any party's agendas. Didn't I? I told you that the party's agendas is not my agendas. I don't think it's your agendas. That's the reason me and you have become your voice, not the party stooges. The second question is a good question. Humanitarian program, Biden program, 6 countries in it. We keep doing the same thing, asking for the oppressors to have pity for us. Why we be asking? You take a lion, we go to a goat, and then the goat say, man, you eat my mother, you eat my grandmother, you should have get mercy on me today, man. And then the lion say, okay, you know what? I changed my mind, I'm gonna go vegan. You need to stop asking for favors. You need to learn how to take. The only way we do that is by voting. If we don't vote, we vote any way we want, or we don't vote at all, we don't have no reason, no rights to also cry. The Biden administration is not the best. But in Wisconsin, you don't have mother, you get the grandmother. Is a step toward a refresher of the kid. But what we need to do right now is the changing the U.S. foreign policies toward Haiti. This has been enacted 16 September 1915. The accord, the U.S., the economic accord between the United States and Haiti that was imposing on Haiti, till we can change that. To say, we, equal partners, you can do me a favor, but at the same time, I can do you a favor. In 1951, 48 to 51, the U.S. was in need of money. Haiti was the only place that was giving the United States money for free. Paul-Eugène Magloire, everybody knows of Paul-Eugène Magloire, right? When he came to the state, they need to have a lottery. The state governor, you do have a lottery to see which state is lucky enough to have him visit them. He's the only president, foreign president, that came to the United States that live and sleep at the presidential room at the White House. Paul-Eugène Magloire. He was the greatest president for the United States, not for the Haitian people. Because every time he came, he wiped the U.S. debt. And he bring treasury, he bring millions of dollars to help the U.S. build. Today, the same United States taught you a poor country. Right? 1914, the treasure of Haiti was worth $52 million. Today is about almost $231 million. The US took it to Citibank, take it to New York. We never know what's of it. From 1915 to 1973, Haiti was produced about 25 tons of sugar cane to Haiti, from Haiti to the United States, for sugar. That was the new goal. With no money, we never got to pay a dime from that. If you tally out those money, taking almost 62 years of bringing here, the United States don't have money to pay us or my next generation. But we don't ask for that. All we ask is equal treatment. But you cannot reason with somebody that sees you as an opportunity,
Let's take the next
not
question.
as a partner.
We're going to take the next question. Is you and then
On that point, I don't think it's America fault for anything. America doesn't owe anybody anything. But that's not what I want to ask you. You have a beautiful speech. As a politician, you know they all have beautiful speech after they got elected and they forget about anything. What makes it different?
Good question. What makes it different?
hold on one. So remember to donate. Also, I'm sorry, I forgot. We have some memorabilia, so they say them, to auction. So I think Miss Antoine will be talking more about that. So those are like made by Haitians, for Haitian, like Fubu, forest bars. But we want you to have a piece of history, a bid on that, on those things. And so you can have a piece of wood in your house, in your kitchen, wherever. So go ahead.
It's not about different. I am not different. I'm not changing. I'm a fighter. I'm a military man. I address everything with very tactful, plan, strategy, and execution. I am an activist before politician. I prefer the name activist because I have been fighting all my life. I've been surviving all my life. The reason, if you say politician different than them, I'm not a conformist. I'm coming the different route because that's why I do not preach you. I don't need to ask nobody what's your party affiliation because I'm representing American. The problems we have, we can pay our bills. Problem we cannot feed our children, don't have no party line. Republicans struggle, Democrats struggle, independents struggle, Green Party struggle. The moment you go to the logics of party politics, that's when you lose your essence. I'm not here to give you good speech. I'm just being myself. What I am not is somebody that will tell you something you want to hear. This is not my character. And I don't think this is one thing that's even a trait to me. So, myself running here, I want you to inspire. Next year, I would like to come here to help you campaign, to run it as a commissioner, as a mayor, or to tell me somebody that was here decided to run for office. That's what I'm starting a movement, not a political agenda, not a political stunt. I want my movement to outlive me.
So we'll take the last question, and then we can take some pictures by the green screen with the candidate. We can mango and talk. So, ma'am, go ahead.
My question has two parts. I know once you get elected and right now you become a senator, definitely you're going to be outnumbered, of course, in the Senate. How will you stand for us as a people so the plan can represent us? And my second question is, for education, I work very close with children. I don't want to say who I work for and so forth. We have a drug issue in the school. And the Senate, of course, those are lower key things we're dealing here. We're here in Fort Myers and most of the school. So what help you will be able to bring to our community to help parents deal with young kids and young females and drugs and is an issue that can bother the community?
That's a good question. One thing people always say, one person cannot make a difference, right? Let's do a little civic lesson. For the U.S. Congress, you need 2/3 of the Congress to pass law. For the United States Senate, you need 1 senator to stop the law. Do you know that? So, I'm going to give you one example clear. You know, Menendez from New Jersey, right? His background is from Dominican Republic. He's Dominican American. Since 2014 today, he stopped over 9 sections that was bound to Santo Domingo. He stopped them, just him. That's something called the filibuster, what he was referring to. One senator can stop the whole Senate, the whole session. And I'm pretty sure I put duty guards 24 hours. I can stay 24 hours to stop something that I believe, strongly believe, that will not be at the interest of the people. And this is something, a promise I made to myself. That's what I will do. When it comes to education, we keep defunding after school program. We keep defunding school, technical school. When I came to this country, I go to Mid-Florida Tech. I get a real estate license. I become a truck driver, forklift operator. I start taking carpenter, always free. By 2003, the first slide, President George Bush said that's a waste of money. They subsidize it. They privatize it. Instead of costing $1,600 per month for education for one immigrant, the company that subsidizes it, charging the government $18,000 a month. So the volume, we play the volume game now. Less people go to technical school, right? The privatized guys make more money with less people came. There's another game they play. They open registration, they make it so complicated, so complicated. You can have a master's, you can fill 1-page application. And then they got the volume of people applying. They got one session for application only. And then they go back, they say the second phase gonna be for admission. I go to Mid-Florida, fill my application in this room, go to the next room, I'm in class. Now they subsidize it. One company do the application, one do the administration. By the time it takes 30 days. So now, when you have 60 people apply, they only admitted 5 people. It's a scam, just like the housing. They told the government, we have 60 people apply. We can only allow 5 people. So if you give us more money or give us more leeway to charge a little bit more, probably we can take 12. The government sucker up to it because they corrupt from the back door. Why? They have lobby that will present them that's funding those government money, those government officials. So the government say, how much per person? 36,000, not that much. Something that was 1,600. And then the government say, okay. And then they say, oh, we don't have the money. So the government has to pay the bill in advance because it's subsidized. So after they do that, instead of taking 12 people, they go to the ratio to pass. People that in education now understand that language I'm speaking right now. The ratio to pass, they're going to tell the government, we allow 8 people to do a test. Only 2 people up to standard that can pass that test. If we we can close the whole program, but we don't want you to close the whole program. Make it 40,000 rounds. And then we will work extra with these people. We can give them English and ESOL program. That was cost $1,600. It's cost $60,000 now. And then they're like, yeah, by the time and then we do a graduation, by the way, the state, we pay $2,700 for the graduation. And then after that, we see if we can admit them to the program. And this is the same thing happened to our housing. Every big building you see going in here, the builders subsidize them. That's why, and our healthcare, hospitals. Do we see hospital again? Hospitals gone. In the movies, they exist. But we got Advent Health because they privatize it. When they privatize it, and then they tell the government, if you privatize it, you let us run it, don't meddle in our dealing. And then nobody got hospital now. You pay more in Advent Health than you would have paid in the hospital. So this is the same way. We need to start getting the government account. The only reason that happened like that is because people have been in power for too long. This is why I believe in the time limits. I do believe in time limits because politics cannot be a career. It cannot be a second career. Because you enact change, you have to be inspired of the leaders. If not, you're failing as a leader. So this is my way of addressing this, and this is close to home for me because education. I have a chance to learn from technical school. I got many trades, and especially public school. I will be an advocate. I'm already an advocate for that. That will be one of my priorities in Nigeria.
You got a question?
Yes.
You was what, the owner? That's why we know.
Oh, no, not all. If you were not allowing questions.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to ask my questions in English and I will finish it up in Creole. When it comes to here in America, the amount of struggle I see people are going through here and the issues that are going here, what would be your role on making sure that we are not taking all our money funding wars, fighting things overseas when people right here are struggling? And in addition to this, what would be your role if, when you get elected also, for you to make sure that a country like us, who's originally from Haiti, is not in a position where America, the American government is hiding their hands where so much weapons are going into Haiti, and you have Dominican Republic facilitating all of that transfer. So with those two questions, please, m'apte pou kek lot Haitien la ki ta bezon pale, ki pa jen pale, ki sa ou men ou al represente pou konen ke tout l'argent sa va pouwe pou al goumen nan lot peyi yo, et puis avec tout l'argent, avec tout ça sa yo ki pa sorti se ka pase pa pou Saint-Domingue yo, ki ou wap jwe nan sa pou ka pa represente lot Haitien.
First of all, I see war firsthand. I am the biggest anti-war activist. Once you've been to war, you see what is war, you hate it. And the worst thing a military can do, I can count. I have 15 close friends of mine, including Fretzy Nicholas. That was some guy who went to train together, we deployed together. I came back, he's not. So, war is real. It's not like Hollywood make it conform you to like pew, 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 pew. It's not that. We're spending more in war. I'm going to tell you a little thing, you can do your own research. In the last 13 months of the United States, we're putting 40% more money than the whole existence of the United States. In the last 13 months, we're putting 40% of all the money that we expend in or since this country was founded. In 13 months, we're still in recession. Where does money goes? Go to war. That's why I told you Congress is the biggest weapon dealer. So, it takes majority effort. Do you ever heard any congressman go to record right now on media to critique war? They don't. Because they're all in the pocket of the big war machine. They are the ones that pay their campaign. They are the ones that pay their staff. And that is the reason why I will make sure that those are home infrastructure. The last time the United States built something, the government of the United States built something was in 1968. Since then, we haven't had a new train station. We haven't had a new train. The Industrial Revolution stopped in 1968.
But will you vote no, or will you stand by your party?
I will, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't attach to parties because I'm representing the people. I will not do party line because people, you know how many senators that want to be saying something, but some of them get that. I don't have nothing I'm blessed. That's more important to me than my family. So, give to that. I'm not looking for money or comfort. I was dead in Afghanistan. God bring me back. There's nothing on this earth that's more important for than my character or dignity. So if you can be bought, you can say no. Last thing for Haiti, we can stop the flow. I give a proposal to stop the flow of weapons in Haiti to the government. Bob and I work on that. Congress have it, the President have it, the Senate have it, and whoever else, the State Department have it. Nobody interested about that. But the politics surrounding Haiti, we here, each of us have a voice. If I say tomorrow in Fort Myers, we're going to have a protest against the maltreatment of Haiti from the U.S. policy, I'm going to fight 2 people, 3 people, because each of us got an occupation. But if I say tomorrow, I'm going to have T-Vice playing here for free, we have 10,000 people. We need to start prioritize our needs instead of asking. We need to start playing victim. God will not help you when you have the capacity to change yourself. Don't waste your time praying for your tire that's flat to get air in it while you have the pump in your truck. God too busy helping people that's getting leg amputated. Too busy focused on keeping a pregnant woman alive. When you have the capacity to make change, prayers and miracles don't exist.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Even. We have one last thing to do. We have an artist, so after that we can talk to some people, ask questions for you, but no, we are controlling time.